which brings us on to our next final today, is the A-grade final between Curio and Sale. With our two umpires out here, Jimmy and Andy Forbes. We got goalkeepers, we got scorers, we got umpires. All we need now is an electrifying crowd that are on the sidelines as we ride on for the A-grade final. Riding on for the Sale side, it's going to be Harry Simmons, Luke Losberg and Michael Simmons. And the second chucker will be Tom Jolly, Ryan Bradley and Corey Byers. For the men in the green shirts, all the way from Curio, it'll be the number 1, Tristan Cooper, the number 2, John Hart, the number 3, Brad Cooper. The second chucker will be the number 1, Jess Hagedorn, the number 2 will be, I think, Chris Green's playing in the number 2 position with, looks like it's Barra out the back. We'll need that. All right, so A-grade final. Sale versus Curio. It's a nice breeze comes through to clear the dust. Go Curio is the call. Time on called. Got Lukey Losberg, got a racket to it. But it wasn't good enough. And it will be umpire Jimmy Forbes from the spot where he's going to line them up to all 6 players. Ball goes in. Bounce off the 3s. It'll sit there for Losberg. No, it won't. It'll be Harry Simmons. No, it'll be Cooper. Tristan Cooper, the man on the grey, as he cops 1 for his efforts. 2, rides through, takes on Harry Vines. But it's Cooper with plenty of pace over that 30-yard line, and that'll put the first one on the boards for the Greens. So first blood on the board for the Greens, courtesy of the number 1 on the grey pony, Tristan Cooper. Other side of the field now with Andy Forbes. Puts the ball in, bounce off the 2s. It looks like it's Luke Losberg. Losberg playing in the red shirt in the middle this weekend. Puts a pass high and long. Simmons right there. And Sale answer back. And that was well read by the young fella, Harry Simmons. Luke Losberg putting the ball out in front. Simmons checking up a bit and able to grab that. And that'll make it 1 goal apiece. As Forbes lines him up, puts it in. Michael Simmons couldn't quite get to it. He'll get first crack. No, he won't. He'll leave it on the ground for Tristan Cooper. Cooper cops 1 off Losberg. Unloaded 2. Losberg accepts. Sells some candy. Lays it back. And we have a hit down indicated by umpire Jimmy Forbes. And by the looks of that, he's going to march him down to the 30-yard line where Harry Simmons, the number 1 for Sale, he'll take the 10-yard throw from the spot. As he takes a 10-yard throw, bounce comes up nicely for him, checks around, and look at that big mountain of man in Brad Cooper. Cooper, the big fella, but he's not going to do it this time. As young Harry Simmons rides around the front and not phased at all. Harry Simmons with goal number 2. Far side of the field. Andy Forbes, ball goes in, goes out the back. Michael Simmons, he'll be first on it. Yes, he will. Lays it back, shows Cooper some. Hart Show trying to get a hold of him. Can't quite make it though. Cooper, he'll come through. Coming through as Cooper having a little bit of a rest there. And just watch yourselves because there is a grey horse coming through camp. He'll make his way back to his yard as Tristan Cooper just testing out the ground down there. So a bit of time off as Cooper retrieves his horse. So we'll just await the umpires. So Tristan Cooper's back on his pony and it's Harry Simmons' ball from the spot as he takes a 10-yard throw, dances around Brad Cooper once again, and that's goal number 3 for the Reds. 3 goals, plays 1. Oh, and would you have a look who's turned up? The royalty that we see here at the Ballarat Polocrosse grounds. Quick word from Wally Ryan. Wally, great to see you here today, mate.
Great to be here, mate. Great to be here.
Excellent. We'll talk to Wally a little bit later on, but A-grade final time here with Curio and Sale. Ball's gone in. It's Brad Cooper. He's come up with it. The long arms of the man. Luke Losberg comes through, gives him some for his tension, as does Simmons. And the pass has gone out to Tristan Cooper, the man on the grey pony. Ducks around Simmons. Losberg couldn't quite get to him. The green defence come through to try and make it a one-on-one contest. Losberg hunting for the top of that racket. He's got Michael Simmons down there waiting for him, but it's Tristan Cooper. Casually comes in, got an unkind bounce, good enough to regather. Down there in the bottom right-hand corner of the area. Ducks around Simmons. Tristan Cooper, bit of pace on now as he goes under the neck. Flags are well up. Goal number 2 for the Greens. So 2 goals placed, 3 in favour of the Reds on the far side of the field with umpire Forbes. Ball goes in, it's gone out the back. The long arms of Brad Cooper. He plucked it off Simmons there. Hard pressed by Simmons. Cooper looks up, finds his son Tristan. Beautiful pass, beautiful take. And that'll tie the scores up at 3 goals apiece. Time off called by umpire Forbes as he spots a number on the field. So a number that's come off the sale number 2 in Luke Losberg. As they're set to get underway once again on the Olympus horse feed field, the blue field, right here on Sunday afternoon at Polocrosse in Ballarat. She's finals time as Michael Simmons didn't want that one, left it on the ground, as did Luke Losberg. Tristan Cooper, he didn't know. He's got Harry Simmons right there with him, but he won't be good enough. And Tristan Cooper, bounce, traps, shoots. That'll put the Greens up by 1. Oh, the Curio cheer squad, they're coming alive now. As we're in the first chukker of this A-grade game. There's another 5 to go as we line up on the far side of the field with Jimmy Forbes. Ball gets thrown in, bounced off the 2s. Will it make it to the 3s? Yes, it will. Cooper with a backhand pickup. Hard press there by Michael Simmons. It's Cooper. Cops one off Losberg, and a whistle has been applied. So the free goal has been awarded to Curio, and therefore the game will restart in the possession of Curio as well, which can be costly for Sale because not only are they now in front by 2, but they've just lost possession. So that's time. That's the end of the first chukker in the A-grade final, and if the rest of them are anything to see what we've seen in the first, we are in for one hell of an A-grade final. Okay, so we've got Curio in front by 2 goals as we ride on for the second. We welcome to the field for the Curio, the number 1, Jess Hagedorn, the number 2, Chris Green, the number 3, Wilbur. Up the Reds, the 1, Tommy Jolly, the 2, Ryan Bradley, and the 3, Corey Byers. Went out the back and it'll be Byers. He's seen it, looks up, found his man Jolly, puts the pass over the top. He's seen it do it a bit this morning, Byers. We've seen him in action right here on the Olympus horse. Tommy Jolly, it's all around him. A little pass out to him. Bounce through, and that'll pull them back to 1 goal. Far side of the field, ball goes in, bounce off the 2s. It's going to sit there down for Jolly. Yes, it will. No, it won't. It'll be Bradley. Ryan Bradley cops one off Wheelbarrow. Looks up to find Jolly. Does so. Corey Byers comes to make out the 3, and it's just Jolly and Bradley as they roll through, and that'll tie the scores up. And I think that might be 5 goals apiece. Thank you. So Curio needs to get the ball rolling in this chukker. The first one got it happening, and the green chukker, they really need to make it happen, but not what they wanted. Here's Tommy Jolly snapping the ball up the front. So can hit a green and prove his efforts. goes down, traps, shoots, sailing by 1. As I said earlier, the bar's open, so come down here, grab yourself a beverage. There's also some excellent leather work there. If you've done a bridal or something, go and have a look at what Jimmy Cale's got there to offer. Far side of the field with umpire Jim Forbes. Ball's gone in, snapped out of there by the long arms of that man Green. Riding the bay horse. Green, he's got red shirts all around him. It's 1, 2, 3. Jolly couldn't handle it. Put out the long pass to Hagedorn. And Hagedorn accepted that nicely. And that's the first one on the board for Curio, this chucker. And that'll put the scores, are all tied up at 6 goals apiece. So nice goal there by the Curio chucker. Chris Green able to gain possession, looked up and found his number 1, Jess Hagedorn, sitting there just awaiting. And that tied the scores up. They go in, bounce off the 3s. It'll sit there for Hagedorn. No, it won't. Jolly, he won't leave it behind as he picks it up, looks up, finds Buys. Buys got to get around the green shirts though, as he's got Hagedorn to deal with. Barra comes through. The pace is on now. The red boys, they're out in front. Jolly looks up. Barra's made it through. The pass went in. The throw went through. The number 3 was too late. And scores are now 1 goal lead to Sale. After Corey Byers looked over his shoulder and seen that man in the green shirt, the number 3, he was coming, threw the reins at him, and that'll put Sale in front by 1 goal. 6 goals plays, 7 in favour of the Reds. Umpire Forbes sends them all back. Ball goes in and tangled up in the 3s. It'll sit there for Wheelbarrow. No, it won't. Pickpocket of Corey Byers. Lays it back. Sells some candy. Looks up. Finds Jolly. Jolly out in front like a good one should be. Sale in front by 2. Who did it get? As Matty Jarmain using his head down there in the goal square, keeping an eye on things. Jimmy Forbes sends him back. Sale up by 2. Second chucker of the A-grade final. Ball goes in, bounce off the 3s. It'll sit there for Jolly. Yes, it will. Jolly looks up. He's got a paddock in front of him. Hard press to the 30-yard line, but not good enough. Bounce, trap, shoot. 3 goals in front to the Reds. Ball goes in, bounced out the back. Yes, it has. We might have a whistle on play. As Corey Byers picked it up, they're going to take it back. Currently got a 3-goal lead to Sale. It's Jimmy Forbes taking it back, lined them up, put it in. Wheelbarrow got a rack to it, slapped down the green side. Chris, speaking of Green, it's that man in Chris Green. Hard pressed by Ryan Bradley. Green, he's got rain issues is what he's got, but he clears the field now and opens his little pony up, looks for Hagedorn. He's having a bit of trouble down there with Corey Byers. The number 1 for Curio being held up. Byers is all over like a rash. The pass goes in. The volley it was. Couldn't make it to her though. But Hagedorn good enough to get it as she checks up, knows where that sideline is. And what about the handy little pony of the number 1 for Curio here? Found that sideline, ticked up and leaned out, had a shot, and that'll put goal number 6 on there. Goal number 7 on the board for the Greens. So Greens pull 1 back. And just what they needed. There's only 2 goals in it. That's the end of the second chucker. On the A-grade final on the Olympus horse feed field. As we walk through and find a few of our majors. I can just have a chat to the old sparring partner, Wally Ryan. Wally, what brings you here today, mate?
Just have a bit of a look.
Have a bit of a look, and you wouldn't have anything to do with the wonderful Terry Kelly, would you?
Oh, I have, yep. He's a mate of mine, and we're trying to get votes for his horse foundry in the big race in Melbourne. He relies on all the country people to support him.
the big race in Flemington on the 16th of March that's worth $5 million. And the more votes that's selected by the public, the horse Foundry, that horse will go in the race to win that. If you have a vote in that race, and you vote for that horse, the horse wins, you go in the draw to win the $250,000. And that's not a bad gig, just for cost you nothing to vote. But you've got to get behind the man himself, Terry Kelly, and the rest of his team, and the horse Foundry. We thank them for their support here this weekend, along with Olympus Horse Feeds, Bennett Polocrosse Rackets, Eureka Concrete, Sulky Gully Saddlery, West Ag, right here in Ballarat, Zeus, Stamford Tyres, Goodwood Saddlery, Wren Diesel, TB White and Sons, A&J Auto Alex, Pittman Contracting, Hewitt and Whitty, Visual Creations. They are just some of the major sponsors here this weekend that are able to get this show off the ground and allow you all to come down here and park on the sidelines and have a drink and watch these games of Polocrosse as we welcome back to the field, riding on for the Reds, the number 1, Harry Simmons, the number 2, Luke Losberg, and the number 3, Michael Simmons. For the Greens, they'll stay the same on the Grey Pony, Tristan Cooper, John Hart, and Brad Cooper out the back. We're in the starter's hands now with umpire Jim Forbes. He puts it in. Cooper, the 1, snaps it up the front. As he regathers himself, hard pressed by Losberg. John Hart comes through to make it a one-on-one contest. Brad Cooper trying to grab a player. Tristan now gets a bit of stick. Unloaded there from Harry Vines. Nice racket work. Losberg couldn't handle it though. Flicked it back into Cooper's racket. The old man Cooper now. Harry Simmons, sorry. He wants a piece of the action. Trying to get a hold of that big fella. It's still Brad Cooper Sr. He rolls him through, trying to link up with Tristan. Luke Losberg got a racket to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got him on the 7th. And that ball's gone high and long. And that ball goes right out over the sideline. So nice work there by Lukey Losberg, forcing the error. So Michael Simmons, the number 3, will take the 10-yard throw. Bounce come up nicely for him. He takes on Johnny Hart. Wow's and Hart show. Got him. What a nice bit of wood there from John Hart. The number 2 for Curio. So it'll be a green ball from the spot where Andy Forbes marks. Tristan Cooper, he'll take it. He's got that man Losberg to deal with. Drops a hammer now. Let's a little Grey Pony run. The 3 was held up in centre field from Brad Cooper, which allowed Tristan to get in the area unscathed. And now he's got to do his own job and put it through the uprights. But he's got one big, scary red shirt. The name of Michael Simmons to get around. He's done it nicely then, and that'll push it back to 1 goal. 8 goals plays 9. Far side of the field now. Bit of fancy racket work going on by the players there as the ball gets thrown in, gone way out the back. Cooper, Simmons, Cooper got a racket to it, flipped it out the back. Harry Simmons, has he got eyes for it? No, Cooper does. Tristan on the ground. Johnny Hart, he'll get first chop of the cherry. Didn't want it, left it there. Losberg says, I'll take that, thank you very much. Looks up, finds his number 1, Harry Simmons out in front, like a good one should be. The Hail Mary pass went out. Trap, shoot. And that'll put Sale out in front by 2 goals. Lukey Losberg rarely rides over any like that. But the tussle that's going out the back between the 2 3s, keep an eye on them. Neither of them have cleaned one out on this chucker. And they're having a real good dance out the back there. And the young gun, Harry Simmons, goes through. But it was, no, Cooper, Simmons, Cooper, Simmons, no one wanted it, they left it down, but the young fella, the 14-year-old Harry Simmons, he's seen it, he picked it up, bounced, got an unkind bounce, couldn't quite handle it. It'll sit there on the volley for him as he ducks left, sets right, sells some candy to Cooper, and the side flick will roll it straight through, and that'll be goal number 12. 11. 11 goals, plays 8 in favour of Sale. So young Simmons doing all the work in that one. As we line up on the far side of the field with umpire Jimmy Forbes, puts the ball in and it's gone out the back. Looks like it'll sit for Cooper. Didn't want it. I don't know what's going on out there, but neither of these 3s want it. And it'll sit there and that sideline will get to him. So it'll be Andy Forbes will line all 6 players up. So he's happy now. The ball's gone in, bounced off the 2's rackets. And it'll go there for Luke Losberg. Luke Losberg comes through with the, cops a bit of attention. And the call was, I think he might have put it over the centre line of his horse. So the error was forced there by the green defence. And therefore Tristan Cooper took the 10-yard throw, found John Hart, went the pass. Time off being called by the umpires, I'm pretty sure. As they come together and discuss the call there. Bit of traffic congestion there. I don't think he's seen the indicator light flashing. So it's going to be a green ball by the look of that as they march him down to the goal scoring end of the number 1, Tristan Cooper for Curio. Takes the 10-yard throw. Michael Simmons, though, didn't give him the first crack that he needed. As they'll now march Tristan Cooper and Michael Simmons down to the top of the D, where Tristan Cooper will get a free shot on goal. And that'll put goal number 9 on there for Curio. 9 goals, plays 11. There's only 2 goals in it. As we're getting to the latest end of the third chukker. There'll be another 3 to go after this. As there's 2 goals in it, Curio need one. As this ball's been slapped down, Lukey Losberg, sharp eyes on a young fella, looks up, finds Harry Simmons. Pass goes out. Harry Simmons fires her through. And nice goal there by the number 2, Lukey Losberg, gaining possession. Looked up and found his number 1, Harry, out in front like a good one should be. They went together, which will push the margin out to 3 goals. Far side of the field, once again. Jimmy Forbes puts it in, bounces off the 3s. It'll sit there for Simmons. Yes, it will. Simmons going to run the arc. No, he thinks better of it. He pulls up the picks again. Had the Jake break on. Hart shot, hunting for him. Couldn't quite get him, though. And the pass made it into the safe racket of Harry Simmons. So Harry Simmons will pull the speed back to a nice steady canter as he gets around the top of the D to step around a big fella in Brad Cooper. There's a bit of a size difference between this 1 and 3, but don't let that fool you. Young Harry's got a heart the size of Ayers Rock. He's been out here all week practicing with the Australian side, playing at an age of 14. He shimmies once, fakes left, that hooked in his racket, that one, and it'll stay alive by the look of it. And Brad Cooper, can he get to it? Looks like Cooper will get to it first. So, but time's going to beat him at the end of that, so that's time, players. That is the end of the third chukker. So unlucky for Harry Simmons. Couldn't quite put it through the uprights on that occasion. Just hooked in his racket. So at the end of the third chukker with a scoreline that reads 11 goals plays 9. 12 goals plays 9, sorry. In favour of Sale. As I said, young Harry Simmons been up here all week. Since Wednesday, actually, practicing with the Australian squad members. We'll see them in action a little bit later on. They'll be competing against the international side of New Zealand. Now, we both in here yesterday afternoon for the main event in the twilight game, where the Aussies took home the bait by an extensive, but we'll see. Both teams the World Cup. They will be competing against countries from all over the world in Warwick, Queensland, and playing all on borrowed horses that all been put into a pool, and the names get selected out of a hat, and that's how the horse selection works. So we'll come back to that a little bit later on, where we might find Charlie Brooks and he'll be able to tell you a little bit more about it. But as we welcome back to the field for the Greens, Jess Hagedorn, Chris Green and Will Barrow. For the Reds, Tommy Jolly, Ryan Bradley and Corey Byers. We're in the starters' hands with umpire Jim Forbes right down in front of the scorers. Time on call by umpire Forbes. It's bounced down amongst the 2s. It'll be the man in the red shirt, Bradley. Picked it up, didn't want it though. Picked it up, I'll tell you who did, Chris Green. No, he didn't. He left it behind and kicked it out over the sideline. So umpire Forbes has called it a red ball. Corey Byers, we seen him in action this morning playing in the Vic shirts. Had a change of colour. And Byers playing in the number 3 position for Sale. So waiting for his number 1, Tommy Jolly, to get free. Does so nicely. The pass went out. Jolly accepted. Ran the line. Hard pressed by a wheelbarrow there. Nice number 3 work, which forced the error from Jolly. And it'll be the number 3. Barrett to bring it out, looks up, finds Green. Green looks for his number 1 in Hagedorn. Hagedorn was hard pressed by Corey Byers, but it's Chris Green still in control. Wellbarrow taking out Jolly, making it a one-on-one contest. Pass goes out from Green, taken from Hagedorn. She sits there, she's going to run the gauntlet. Yes, she does. Flags are going up. Nice goal there by that Curio chucker. Every player doing a job there. Barra had Tommy Jolly bailed up in centre field. Chris Green carrying the ball. Looked up, found his number 1, out on the front, out on the lead. And Hagedorn ran the arc and put her straight through the uprights, which pushes it back to 1 goal. 10-12. 2 goals in it. 10 goals plays 12. Ball's gone out the back. It'll be Corey Byers. Looks around over his shoulder, finds Jolly. What about the pass? What about the take? Sat there. They've played a bit together, these lads, as Jolly puts a little 10-yard throw over. 1, 2, 3. Says, sorry about that. And that'll be it. Barra throwing everything at him, including the kitchen sink. As he looks like he might have had a few racket issues there, Barra. As we come back to the top of the scorers table, we line up. It's gone out the back. Chris Green, he plucked it up. Had a slight change of position there. As the man Chris Green, he plucked that snap. Looks up, finds Hagedorn. Hard pass. It's going to go high over the top. It'll set for Hagedorn. Yes, it will. And yes, it has. So Corey Byers trying to strip it off Hagedorn right now. Will Barrow was caught out there, and Hagedorn just sorting her face guard out as that's gone missing. She's going to run without it. And she gets around Byers, steps around the back of him. So, just asks for time off there by the umpires while Jess Hagedorn fixes her face guard. And Chris Green grabbing a sneaky snap out of the line-up there. I reckon Corey Byers wasn't too impressed from that. But Chris Green delivering the parcel right into the awaiting racket of Jess Hagedorn. 13 goals plays 11 is a score. There's still 2 goals in it. Byers didn't want it, left it on the ground, as did Bradley. Hagedorn, she couldn't handle it either. Yes, she could. She got it on the second attempt. She was first back to it. The green shirts all around. It's Hagedorn in control. She's got red shirts coming from everywhere. Ryan Bradley unloads it. That ball went high and long. And it looks like Hagedorn looked like she was going to be first onto it, but this back line's beating her. And that means it'll be a red ball from Corey Byers, the number 3. Takes a 10-yard throw. As he sits up, I reckon I got $50 on it. He's going to take this himself. Any takers, anyone at all. Byers now. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. As he sets a bounce down, lays it down and throws the reins at his pony. Looks up, finds Tommy Ford. They're going to run the gauntlet right with the barra there. Pass one out in front. Jolly took it. And that'll put him in front once again by 3 goals. So very risky manoeuvre there. Had Will Barrow, the number 3 for Curio, right in the middle. But Byers putting the ball out in front. And Tommy Jolly, I reckon he was climbing around his horse's ears to grab that one. That's 14 goals, plays 11 as they come up. The 1s, the 2s, the 3s, they're all there. He lets them go. Ball's gone out the back. It'll sit there for Barry. Yes, it will. Had the jump on Byers. He looks up, finds the number 1. Pass went out. Hagedorn That'll push it back to 2 goals. 12 goals plays 14. So in the 4th chukker of the A-grade final, 12-14, there's 2 goals in it. The ball's gone out. It's gone down Sale's side. It'll be C buys. He didn't want it. Bradley come up with it. The number 2 for Sale. Hard press there by Green. Will he get a racket to him? No. Yes. 1, 2. Looked up. Found Jolly. No, he didn't. He found the racket of the number 3, Barra, as he was hard pressed. What a left-hand turn by the number 3. Wilbur, the little pony, looked up, found Hagedorn, puts a long pass out. The work that Barra's still doing. He comes through, takes Byes out of the equation. Look at the work by the number 3 and Barra as he checks up Hagedorn. Nice and easy, no pressure, ducks under the wood of Byes. And I tell you what, that goal right there has to go into the favour of that man in the number 3 position for the Greens. Wilbur doing all the work, taking the ball out of the area, passing it off to Jess, then working overtime. And he won't be getting paid any extra for that as he took the number 3, Corey Byes, out of the equation. And Jess Hagedorn poking through and pulled it straight through the sticks where they trail by 1 goal. Ball's gone in, bounce off the 2s. It'll sit there for the 3s. No, it won't. Bradley, he'll get first crack at it. Yes, he will with a backhand picker. Green, no, Barra comes through and unload. But that man, dangerous man in Corey Byes, he picks it up, volleys it on the floor. Backhand pick up, didn't want it, but that's time. That's time. That's the end of the 4th chukker. And we've still got 2 more to go. So we've got Sales still in the lead by 1 goal. They've stayed like a mother-in-law for the first 4 chukkers. But they just can't seem to shake these Green side. They've always stayed within 1 to 4 goals as we ride back onto the field. On for the Greens. They're going to stay the same. The number 1, Tristan Cooper. The number 2, John Hart. The number 3, Brad Cooper. Looks like the Reds are going to stay the same. It'll be the number 1, Harry Simmons. The number 2, Lukey Losberg. And the number 3, Michael Simmons. The cheer for Curio comes through. Can we hear the Sale supporters there? There's 1 goal in it. 5th chukker, A-grade final. Ball's gone in. Lukey Losberg. The parcel gets a hold of it. Puts a long out to Harry. Will it sit for him? Yes, it will. As Harry Simmons gains possession. And he'll go for a ride in the top right-hand corner of the area. No mucking around, puts it high over the top and flags are waved. All clear by umpire John down there in the goals. And that'll put Sale in front by 2 goals. Ball goes in, snapped out of there by the number 1, Tristan Cooper. They trail by 2 goals. That's Cooper. He's in control. The man on the grey pony. Look at the pace. He's going to meet that big mountain of man, Michael Simmons, right there. Bounce went down. Unkind bounce. Time off is called by umpire Forbes. But Tristan Cooper just ran out of a bit of luck there. As Harry Simmons just reassesses his face guard. We'll see a little bit later on the Australians and the New Zealanders in action. The 2 umpires for that will be Chris Franklin and Michael Jolly, I'm pretty sure. If we're able to, have those umpires and players ready to come on and start warming up as soon as the A-grade final is finished. As soon as these games are done, the sooner everybody will get home. What's he got a blood and stuff, has he? What about the first aid? You might have to. What about the first aid? Yeah, probably pick that up. We just need tissue for young Vines, young Emmons, sorry. Get Connie Vines. tissues. Enough. Suez. Oh, Suez. That's why we got a bit of time up our sleeve and Harry sorts himself out. Harry Simmons. I'd like to thank our major sponsors once again, Olympus Horse Feeds. Yesterday they had a stand set up down the front here next to the bar. I'm not sure whereabouts they're at today, but this field that we're playing on here is actually, it's what we've called the horse feed field. Make your way down to the scorers. On the other side there's a caravan where Bennett's Polocrosse rackets are out there. You go down and see Graham, he'll sort you out. Eureka Concrete, they're always a supporter of the Ballarat Polocrosse Club every year, along with a few bloke. His buggies all weekend. That was kindly donated by the friends down at West Ag there. So thank you very much to Simon and the crew. Suez bins. Without the bins, we really would be in the shit. So there's very much appreciated contribution to the bin company Suez. Sulky Gully Saddlery, one of the local saddlers here at Ballarat. Ian does a very nice job, as does the man behind the bar in Jimmy Cale. Jimmy Cale's got a couple of bridles there and hand-plaited reins, all leather stuff. If you make your way to get a bar to receive a beverage, you may be able to have a chat to Jimmy about, you can pretty much do anything. He's a pretty clever old fella down there. Just ask for Jimmy Cale and you'll be able to see some of the stuff he's got there. Also, as I said earlier, Terry Kelly Racing. We'll come back to that one a little bit. So as we're going to restart play in the top of the fifth in this A-grade final, Michael Simmons, the number 3, bounces the ball, comes out, got an unkind bounce, good enough to get it. He whops that big horse out and have a look at him go. He might even be one for you, Terry, as the big man in Michael Simmons coming through, and he's down. The hit come through from John Hart, and I think he wasn't intentional, just pulled up the wrong place at the wrong time as the pickup rider, Harry Simmons, goes to retrieve that horse. And Michael Simmons picks himself up off the ground. He probably doesn't bounce as good as what he used to, but he's tough enough to regather and pulls himself up to his feet. Regathers his Radford runs out with a drink of water, and Simmons retrieves. What if you took it to tumble like that, mate?
Yeah, thanks, Zach, for lighting me up. No, just probably went a bit fast, and timing was out a bit. That's all.
On there, but Michael Simmons, tough as nails, up on his feet, catching his breath again, as they've captured this horse down here, and they'll bring him back, and they'll sit Michael up on top, strap him in, and the umpires will start it. I do believe the umpire, Jimmy, called it a free goal. In favour of the Reds. So that'll extend their lead. And we'll just wait to see what happens next. But the free goal has been awarded in favour of the Reds. As we're midway through the 5th chukker of this A-grade final. And shortly after, or straight after I should say, we're going to see the exhibition match, the final match for the weekend. They all covered a World Cup exhibition game between Australia and New Zealand, where these two sides will do battle once again for the last time this weekend, and for the last time until April later this year. Okay, time on's been called, so it'll go in the favour of Harry Simmons. He took the 10-yard throw. The young gun from Sale. Bounce goes down, got an unkind bounce. Brad Cooper breathing right down his neck, but too good on this occasion as he casually turns to the left and steps away from Brad Cooper, and that'll put another one on the board for Sale, which will bring us up to an official scoreline of 17 plays 13. 17-13 as Johnny Hart tries to rally the troops. Come on, Green is the call. We got Sale in front. 17-13 as it comes out the Sale side. Bounced off the one's rackets and fell into the racket of Lukey Losberg. Losberg now hard pressed by John Hart. But it's Losberg. He's got green shirts all around him. Up at eye. But Losberg looks up, finds Simmons. Nice little pass goes out by Losberg. And Harry Simmons up in this top right-hand corner once again. Oh, they put on. Yes, he does. Leans out, and there it is. The flags have gone up before the goal was shot. I believe a free goal. Free goal to Sale. And they'll start again in the possession of Harry Simmons. So there's another goal to Sale as we're mid to late way through the 5th chukker of this A-grade game. So Harry Simmons puts a 10-yard throw out to himself, dances around John Hart, shows some candies, waves the racket. Oh, ducks under that one. Hart show couldn't quite get him. Tristan Cooper comes through. Harry not too keen on taking him on. Nice bit of cover worked off of there by Michael Simmons. Harry ducks in 5 green shirts and him good enough to get it. He's 14 years old, this kid, and he's playing in the A-grade against all the names. As he rolls around Harry Simmons, hard press there. Can he turn into his racket? Oh, I think he might have had a couple of feet on the chalk. And that means it'll be Brad Cooper. It was actually a nice manoeuvre by the number. He feet on him, which put him over the 30-yard line. So Cooper now hard by Luke Losberg. Look back, got the call from his sonny Tristan, and the 1-2 went out. What a beautiful pass it was. And look at the little grey pony go. Dropped the hammer. The tail was wiggling, and it went bounce, trap, shoot, and Curio pull one back. Scorers end of the field. We line them up. Late stages of the 5th chukker. Ball goes in. It's gone way out the back. Cooper, Simmons. Cooper cops it off Simmons for his efforts. Will he go the long bomb? No. Dives under the wood of Losberg. Tries got one more to get around in. Harry Simmons. Cooper ran it all the way down to his son in Tristan. Says, I'll do this one, son. A nice goal there by Curio, which will give us a scoreline that reads 15 plays 18. So Curio managed to pull the margin back, and there's 3 goals in it. So it's a pretty close game, really. There's 3 goals in it. As we line up with the far side of the field, it's gone out once again. They're not happy with the whistle, though. As Andy Forbes... So Andy Forbes is awarded a free goal in favour of Curio due to a hit in the head. I think Michael Simmons' racket might have collected Brad Cooper. So that closes the margin again. Curio started with it. Goes to John Hart. 1-2. Sale give him up another one. As Harry Simmons went 1-2. I think he might have cleaned Hart up on the 3rd. And there's another free goal that goes in the favour of the Greens. 3 free goals. Yeah. Yeah. So that was 3. So Tristan Cooper now in control. Bounce goes down. Comes up nicely for him. The little green pony. Michael Simmons showing a bit of bad form there as he pulled up. He could have kept kicking, but he didn't. And it's Tristan Cooper. I think that might be the equaliser. That is in the dying seconds of the fifth chukker. That's time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put your hands together because we're all tied up here as we step onto the last in the A-grade final of Ballarat Carnival 2019. I'd like to thank riding on for the green side. The number 1 was Tristan Cooper, the number 2, John Hart, the number 3, Brad Cooper. Riding off for the Reds were the number 1, the 14-year-old, the young gun, Harry Simmons, the number 2, Luke Losberg, and the number 3, Michael Simmons. Righto, the top of the 6, this is what it comes down to. Scores are all tied up, ball's gone in. Green, he thought he had it. Jolly, he thought he had it. It'll sit there for the number 3. Will Barrett comes up with it, and he puts the ball out to his number 1 in Jess Hagedorn. Hagedorn now waits for Barrett to come to and try and take buys. But she ducks left, ducks right. Barrett pulls up over the 30-yard line, bounce, traps, kept hold of it. And she's got to get around Corey Byers. We're all tied up here at the top of the 6, the A-grade final. The Ballarat Carnival 2019. We're in the hands of the number 1 for Curio in Jess Hagedorn. Hagedorn now, she'll set up. No, thought a side flick was coming on, but you want to make sure of it. Corey Byers, not an easy number 3 to step around. And that number 1 in Jess Hagedorn in the green shirt. In control. The only female to be playing in the A-grade final today and doing a great job. Side flick comes through now and it's been waved all clear. I might have jinxed her on that one, but possibly a crucial one. But Corey Byers, as I said, not an easy number 3 to try and step around, and he'll take the 10-yard throw from the spot where the bounce will come up. Byers. In come the green shirts. Green jets a chop at him. Couldn't get a second though. And Byers lets the pony run. Tries to look up for Jolly. They're going to take on Wheelbarrow once again. The high volley over the top. And Jolly's going to make sure of it. Barrow's got a sneaky one loaded him. But Jolly was good enough to regather. Easy pick up. He'll drive around the front. He will. Flags go up. Sail in front by 1 goal. So Jess Hagedorn steering that one right, and not only do you not get that goal, but you give the ball to the opposition. And when there's guys like Corey Byers handling that little pill, he can become very, very dangerous as we line up on the bit of time off called there by umpire Forbes. As I was saying, Corey Byers, a dangerous man when he's in control of the ball. So at the top of the 6th chukker, we got Sale in front by 1 goal in the A-grade final. The next game right here on the Olympus Horse Feed Field will be Australia versus New Zealand, and we're going to have Michael Jolly and Chris Franklin umpire. I can see our players out there. We just make sure our umpires are on time. We'll need goalkeepers and also a few members to help out the New Zealand side. As far as walking horses and strappers, that'll be fantastic. Time on called. So we're early on in the 6th chukker, the last chukker, A-grade final. Sale up by 1, far side of the field. Jimmy Forbes puts it in. It's come out the green side. It'll sit there for Green. No, it won't. It'll sit there for Ryan Bradley. Bradley cop one off Wheelbarrow, and that might have been too far back. So that's a free goal to Sale. So the swing was too far back, so a free goal has been awarded in favour of the Reds, which will push them out to a 2-goal lead. Byers, he'll start off with it. Will he go the long bomb, Hail Mary out to Jolly? No, he won't. He's going to take it himself. Got Hagedorn to contend with, though, as he looks to sell some candy. Steps around her and looks to set the pony alight. Ryan Bradley trying to take Green out of the equation, but Green got a racket to it, couldn't take it off him, though. Jolly gives the call and says, "Hey, I'm here." Thing. On that one like a chicken. Back. He'll throw to himself, kind bounce. Jolly left it behind. It'll sit there for Green. Yes, it will. The man in the number 2 shirt riding on for the Greens. Chris Green, in fact. He heads for that 30-yard line and he's number 1. Oh, I didn't see that one coming. Jolly, he had a crack at him. Lost his stirrup though, nearly lost his seat. But it's Green still in control. It's Green. They trail by 2 goals. As the pass went out and Byes, look at that, sat there just picking all the cherries, pickpocketed Hagedorn as Corey Byes, they ride it. Hagedorn, will she get a crack at the racket? No, she won't. Found his number 1, riding shotgun. There was green shirts, red shirts, blue shirts, no shirts. The bottom line is Sale are in front by 3 goals and midway through the last chukker of this A-grade final. So Sale's starting to run away with it now. They're 3 goals up. Curio had their opportunities, but you just can't afford to be making some mistakes like they have, especially at these times as Corey Byes with a backhand pickup, flicks it back to Bradley. Better traffic congestion. Didn't see the hazard lights come on. It'll go on the ground for Hagedorn. No, it won't. It'll go into the grandstands as we await the call from the umpire. And he's going to throw it into all 6 players. Umpire Jimmy Forbes will take possession and he'll line them up. He'll put them in the 1s, the 2s, the 3s. The Greens trail by 3. Players come in. Ball's gone out. It'll set for the back. Better be Byes. That man in the red shirt, Corey Byes, puts the Hail Mary pass out to his 1 in Jolly. Bounce will sit. Trap. Will it be 4? No, he hasn't caught it yet. He'll sit up. Regathers himself. Regathers his reins as Wheelbarrow wheels his pony around. But it'll be Tommy Jolly rides through an open goal. And that'll be goal number 4 to the Reds. Ball goes in and snapped out of there by the number 3, Corey Byes. Byes, the man in the red shirt, playing out the back this weekend. A position that he knows very well. Looks up, finds Jolly, hard shot, flick. Oh, but Barra sat there and seen it coming, playing a bit of possum with Jolly and Byes there. But the number 3, he's put a Hail Mary pass out. Don't know what he was thinking there. I'll take it he was meant to go for Byes, but Byes has come through and said, I'll take that back, thank you very much. Put it into Jolly, and Jolly will make that goal number 20? 23. 23 plays 18 in favour of the Reds. Sale starting to run away with it now. And that'll be time, players, so put your hands together because that is the last time you will see them. As the run-out winners was Sale in the A-grade final. Oh, I just went and got one. Thanks. Oh, did she? As we thank the players and umpires. For the Reds was Tommy Jolly, Ryan Bradley and Corey Byes. For the green side, Jess Hagedorn, Chris Green and Wheelbarrow out the back with our umpires Andy Forbes and Jim Forbes.